Dusty Evely from Acme Packing Company. Dusty, thanks so much for jumping on. Where were you? What were you doing? What was your first reaction? Did you believe it was real or was it AI? Take us through your afternoon yesterday.
I was cooking supper, making supper, and I got a text.
What were you making?
Oh man, birria ramen. It was birria ramen.
Nice. I'm here for that. Let's go.
Listen,
I'll be over in 20 minutes.
I got a text from my little brother who just said, "Guys!" 3 exclamation points, and I was like, "Oh no! Oh, it happened! It happened!" So it all kind of supper went by the wayside for a bit, and I had to check for myself to make sure, see what all the compensation was, all that stuff, but. Yeah, I mean, it was rumblings the past few days, so I was kind of on edge a little bit. But as soon as I got that one-word text, I was like, "Oh man, it happened." So, good night last night, man. Good night.
It's on now. Yeah, Dusty, how much film have you been breaking down? Are you just watching Micah Parsons highlights?
Yeah, so I had prepped a bit, dude. Like I started on Tuesday. I started gathering clips on Tuesday. I was like, I want to prep, man. I want to be ready. But I was up till 3:00 in the morning this morning, I think, just writing and getting ready. So it's been. Not enough, but it's been a lot, man. It's been a lot.
Well, we know his strengths and we know like what he can do. Like, when you watch a lot of film, when you're kind of breaking it down, is there anything that, stands out that, he can improve on? And like, what is maybe a weak spot in his game?
I mean, there's not a lot to improve on. Which was to be expected. I mean, the things I was really interested in, I will say, is, I'd seen the numbers. I obviously had seen him play on Sundays. I'd watched him a little bit, but not closely. So some of it is like the quick win pressure rate, stuff like that. Like I know he can win. How consistent is that? And then the biggest thing I spent a lot of time on last night was run game. Because that's one of the things is how is he in the run game? And I don't want to be the nerd that's like they got to stop the run on the inside. And that's a different question, I think, at some point. But that was one of my focuses.
Jones said that's why they moved on because they wanted a better run defense.
Right, which is funny because
which is a joke. Yeah,
they don't play the same position. Those are not the same men. I mean, I thought in the run game, I didn't know what I was going to see. Sometimes you get those guys that are like the big pass rushers, and sometimes they're good. Like Khalil Mack has always been a good run defender. Is Micah a guy who will take plays off? Like how tenacious is he against the run? Stuff like that. I thought he was good. Like obviously he's not going to he'll get blown off the ball in double teams because he's gonna get double teamed by tackle and guard. He's not as big, but I mean he'll make big plays by shooting gaps. He's more than willing to hold the edge. Like there's a ton of him of like physical off the edge and making the tackle anyway. I mean, if I'm trying to think of things he can improve on, there's really not much, dude. I mean, his hands are incredible. Speed, bend, obviously all this stuff is good. He's tremendous. What was a stat I saw from Dyer Carragher? That was a PFF grade, which sometimes I can take or leave, but he had a 99.9 PFF grade when mugged up as a blitzing linebacker. The second best player in the league last year at that was Edge Cooper. So I mean, you can line him up anywhere. He was playing. Yeah. He was playing over guards. They had him when they had like the wide 9 stuff with the wide 9 rushers. He would line up as the inside man over the tackle, and then he can win. There's like a 2-way go there. He can win on his mugged up stuff. Like he's beating good centers clean from the jump. Like he's again, run defense is a different story. I think in terms of like interior defensive line, but as far as Micah, I saw the terms of this and I was like 2 firsts, and I hate losing Kenny Clark. I mean, one of my all-time favorite Packers, man. That sucks.
For sure.
But I mean, it's 2 firsts, man. Like the Cowboys gave up more than this for Trey Lance. The Falcons gave up their next 1 first-round pick for James Pierce. This is like a pass rusher in the prime of his career. These guys don't come along that often, like ever at 26. Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Well, because I mean, whenever you draft Micah Parsons, you're hoping he turns into what he is, right? Like with that first-round pick, like you're hopeful that it becomes that, and he is that. And now the Packers have him. Like it is wild to think that this actually happened. And I'm like scratching my head, just trying to figure out like, how did it get this to this point? Jerry Jones just talked to his agent and this deal is done. Like, it's just like, dude,
that whole different. Like, we don't deal with agents or whatever, want to do a deal with Micah. That was baffling to me. Like, they've been playing stupid games for years in terms of letting these things drag out. It always got done. And Micah,
I thought it was just going to be like everything else.
Yeah. It seemed like Micah was finally just a guy who was like, he didn't want to do it. But even then, it seemed like he really didn't want to leave. Like, seemed like he was legitimately sad about leaving.
Yeah. I think it bizarre. It's a good gig for him there. I mean, he was a star in Dallas. I mean, that's a good place to be whenever you're a legit playmaker and you get all the notoriety. Like, I don't think you want to leave there, but I mean, good on him and good on kind of players in general that, he kind of stood his ground and said, like, I'm not going to be bullied and forced into something. Like, let's do this like normal business. And if we can't, then like our relationships deteriorated, and that, he was willing to move on, which is tough. And like the hope there as a player is that it doesn't affect him, psychologically and emotionally, like, because that is a real piece to it as well. Like, all right, like you're moving, you're doing all this stuff, and you have to deal with what that is to go to a new place, get comfortable, and go out there and still perform.
Yeah, and the week before the season too. I mean, that's you don't get a whole lot of time. I mean, I know he knows Jordan Love. Like, I'm sure that helps. You get the lay of the land. He knows Green Bay a little bit, but at the same time, that's to uproot all that a week before the season. I mean, I do wonder how much that affects him like early in the year in terms of not just playing time, but just like where he's at mentally. I mean, I don't really think that will be too bad. I assume he's going to come out and just be his normal self. But like
his
you said,
position, at least, his position probably, you think if it's a quarterback or a wide receiver, like it's a lot tougher in that. But his position now, it's like, all right, get him in like simple situations, especially early on. I think the fact that they have 2 games back to back, like really close, a Sunday and a Thursday, like he's going to get into it really quick, right? It's like not a lot of time to think. Let's just get in the playbook. Let's know what we're doing. I do think probably early on they have him just on the edge, but I could see him being that one of those 3 linebackers as well, and just doing a lot of blitz packaging, moving him onto the line, doing some different things. I don't think Hafley is afraid to go to a 3-4 at times. Yeah. Even, he might just shift that away. So I'm excited to see how they use him in this defense in so many different ways.
Well, and Dusty, you've been sharing a bunch of clips on your Twitter too. Like, you see the versatility that comes with Micah Parsons. Like, where do you think he actually even is the best pass rusher? Like, is it from the edge? Because a lot of these highlights you have, like, he's lined up at nose tackle getting to the quarterback.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I'm with Mason on it, where I do think early on, I do think the early returns first, honestly, maybe until the bye, right? They got the week 5 bye. I wouldn't be shocked if it's simple. I mean, Hafley in his bones. I mean, every defensive coordinator wants to do this, is win with 4. Win with 4 up front. It's easy. Yep. You can do more stuff on the back end that way as well. Like, you keep that simple. I do feel like it's simplified a little bit. What we saw from Hafley, he wanted to do that last year. Hafley started the year wanted to do that. And then as it went on, he couldn't win. He got more complex. So I feel like this year, I feel like start out the year, like you said, Mason, a little simpler. He's on the edge. They'll move him around a little bit. They've got that mug stuff they'll use, but I don't think they're going to want to overwhelm him that much early on. So it will be kind of like you're the edge rusher. When they go to Y9, we'll kick you in a little bit. We'll probably see some of that mug in the B gap, but probably not a ton early on. And then after the bye, I feel like it's fully unleashed. But I do feel like it's maybe a more simplistic version of that playbook early, and they start mixing and matching because that is a guy. I mean, if you stand him up over the B gap with Edge Cooper, and you're not sure which of those guys is coming, which way they're coming from, you can drop Micah if you need to. Not that you want to do that all the time. Like, you can get really creative. I just feel like that's a post-bye week thing.
Dusty, can I just chime in that
yes.
if I'm any of these other teams and I see Micah and Edge lined up like that, I might pee myself a little bit. I got to be honest.
Brother, a month ago, I was talking myself into Isaiah Simmons and Edge Cooper, and I was getting excited.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We're like, oh, man, Isaiah Simmons could be a real bump.
Athletic freak. Yes.
They don't make guys like that,
Micah Parsons going to be a gunner on this Packers special teams now. Watch.
He could. He's one of the fastest guys on the defense. We got Dusty Evely on the Mason Crosby Show. You can find him at Dusty Evely on Twitter. He's with the Acme Packing Company is where you can find all of his stuff as well. But yeah, what do you think they're going to do on the back end? Because that's what I thought instantly as well with like those corners and the secondary. I feel like that frees up a lot of that. What you're going to do, calling those defensive. Are we going cover 2? Is there going to be more man on the outside? Like, in my opinion, like if you got a pass rush like you expect to have, you jam those receivers at the line of scrimmage. Don't let them get free releases, and then you play some like kind of shell 2 coverage with your safeties. Because especially when you have Keyshawn Nixon and Nate Hobbs that are physical, strong defensive backs, let them get their hands on guys early and let Micah just do his work. Do you expect to see a lot more of that this year?
Oh, 100%. I mean, Valentine's is a smaller guy as well, but that dude wants to hit. I mean, what Hafley wants to press. Hafley wants to be physical. Like if you look, I think YouTube's got some of these. You can go on YouTube and you can search like Jeff Hafley coaching clinic, and Hafley's got coaching clinics on like that are an hour long on hand position on jamming guys off the line. Like that's what Hafley wants to do. Like you said, you can do that. It's harder to do that if you don't love your corner room and the pass rush doesn't get home. That opens that up. I mean, in all this offseason, one of my big things has been I don't know what they're going to do at their linebacker spot, right? Because you've got like they brought in Simmons, you got a couple guys, you know what McDuffie is. What's at their linebacker spot going to be? They got safeties, they got a couple guys that can roll into the box if they want to. So now you can roll if you want. Something that's happened in the league. It's been in college for a while anyway. 3 safety looks, you're rolling a linebacker down. You can get really creative on the back end. You change that picture just a little bit post snap to cause hesitation of the quarterback. And now that hesitation is going to kill you because you got Micah Parsons and Edge Cooper coming off a stunt. Like I think you can, I wouldn't be shocked. I think that what they're going to want to do, press man or press on the outside, fall back, some kind of, he loves the spot drop zone stuff too, but I think they're going to press, they're going to be physical, they're going to switch up the safeties, they're going to roll a bunch of stuff on the back end. And then again, like probably 4 up front to begin with, but then get real creative with some of the stunts and stuff up front. I think is probably how they're going to want to roll this year.
You guys are so football smart.
Just talking ball.
Just talking ball. It's unbelievable.
We're diving into the weeds. I see it against the Lions team, especially with their run game. And what they like to do in play action is rolling down to a 5-man front a lot. You know, either all of them with their hand down or, you know, rolling one of the linebackers, you know, into different spots. Because you got to get 5 into that line if they're trying to run the ball on you a lot. So kind of how I see it going in this week 1 is, you're putting Micah Parsons, maybe not even every down to start because you got to see how his health is, and you do play on Thursday, but you're getting him on the edge, and then you put McDuffie right in the middle of that defense, not forcing him to cover a lot, on the edges, and then you have Cooper and Quay just covering anything out of the back end, the tight ends, and they're kind of working on the outside. I mean, when you think about that front now. And we were talking about like Devontae Wyatt, 5 sacks last year, playing 14 games. Like he was on a roll early, got his ankle banged up, came back, had a couple good sacks at the end. That type of guy is going to free up this pass rush as well. And I mean, it's just exciting. It's exciting times to look at this defense right now.
It is. I mean, even guys like, and that's the interior of the line that's a question mark. Clark's gone. That stinks. He had a down year last year, that injury. Devontae Wyatt, like I said, I like what Wooden looked like in the preseason. He looked like he changed his body a bit. Like he looked pretty good. Even a guy like Brinson Flash, the rookie Brinson Flash a little bit as well. Yep. Like you said, the way just the math that stuff works up front, like someone's getting free. Someone's getting a lighter assignment than they would have otherwise because you have Micah Parsons. You've got Edge Cooper potentially walking down a little bit as well. They did a bunch of that stuff in preseason. That was like it's like a 4-3. It was like a 4-3 under that they walked down a linebacker. So it did create like that kind of 5-man surface there too. And you can get as creative as you want to be with that stuff. And now if you have, and even just the mugged up Micah stuff, you get Micah mugged up in the A gap. A lot of times, like you've got maybe a running back that sniffer where they're sitting up there. You've got maybe help. Usually you want the center to do something like that. You're bringing everything interior at that point. Like everyone's got eyes in the middle if you've got Cooper and Micah there, which means like the interior of the defense, you still have to worry about that. But that gives you more opportunities on the outside as well. So no matter where you put him, it changes the math of what they can do on offense just wherever they line him up, which changes what you can call everything. He unlocks things that were never truly possible unless you have a guy like that.
Yeah. Dusty Evely joining the Mason Crosby show. Over under sacks for Rashawn Gary at 7.5. What are you calling?
Oh, brother, give me the over. Give me the over.
All right. Let's go.
I love it.
I'm so on board with this one. I love it. I mean, I don't know that Rashawn Gary is necessarily a better player, but obviously playing with better players makes you a better player. And I don't think it's just Rashawn Gary. I think we're all worried about the secondary, right? And Nate Hobbs and his health. And this makes the secondary better because the less time a quarterback has to sit back in the pocket, the less time he has to pick you apart or for wide receivers to get that separation. I think this helps everybody.
Well, and if you have, to the point earlier, if you've got cornerbacks that are willing to press and throw that off, now your cornerbacks who weren't able to do that, if you weren't getting pressure before, you're able to disrupt timing on that stuff a little bit more, which gives a little more time for your pass rush to hit home. Like it all helps each other out.
All right. Well, let's jump to the other side of the ball for a moment. Just before we let you go, because they do play offense as well. So what do we think? And we talked a little bit about that. Is there added pressure, different things? Whenever you're in the locker room, you don't feel any of that, right? They're not going to feel it. But I think from the outside, it's like, okay, there's a little bit of pressure for Matt LaFleur and this offense to do their thing so that this defense can get after it. And I kind of look back at like 2011, right? We had a bend don't break type defense, a lot of turnovers, had a great pass rush, all of those things. But our offense was putting teams in passing situations really early because we jump up on them 20 points, right away. So, I mean, do you see that if this offense can be that type of offense, like what is that gonna mean for this team if they can get this thing clicking early? And is there any added pressure for Jordan Love, for this receiving core to kind of get that thing moving? Or they're probably going to run the ball quite a bit, right, and try to control that clock. So just talk a little bit about the offense and what you see them doing here this season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it changes the approach that much. I mean, and you would know better than me in terms of like the what that means to the locker room. I mean, it's outside noise. How much that impacts like the inside locker room, I don't know. I mean, I think almost to me, like if you're looking at it, from the outside, which I clearly am, the noise is one thing. I think in terms of what they're able to do on offense, that almost frees them up a little. It's less pressure. This is one of the big
things. Exactly what I was saying. It's freedom.
Yeah, well, one of the things with LaFleur last year, right? Like LaFleur last year has fourth down stuff. And then you can dig into that a little bit. I don't think it was as bad as it looked like, but he was less aggressive on fourth down last year than he had been in any year since he was in Green Bay. And that was, is this a shift in philosophy? Well, if you've got Micah Parsons,
top 5 defense last year. It's like they were great on defense.
Yeah, you've got Josh Jacobs, you got Matthew Golden, you've got maybe a line that we'll see how the line shakes out, but maybe a line you think is a little better up front than it was last year. So maybe you can get some of those tough yards. If it's 4th and 3 at the plus 45, maybe you're going to go for that this year when you wouldn't last year, because we like our offense, we like our guys up front a little bit more, and we also got Micah, and we got Edge Cooper too is another guy. I mean, I've talked about him a lot. He was injured all training camp last year. They slow ramp up to him in the season because he was injured. Yep. As soon as he got up to speed, he got injured again, and then they slow ramped him up again. He's coming in 100% this year. So now you've got Edge Cooper. You don't know what he was, but he was like last year you didn't know exactly what it was. Then we found out he's a demon. You got him, you got Parsons, you've got a defense you like, you've upgraded, I think, the corner room. You've got McKinney, you know what McKinney is now. You didn't know what you had in Evan Williams last year. You get Evan Williams now. I think that frees you up offensively to go for it in situations and do things. And then I mean, this one of the trends around the league is you're not only going for it on 4th down, but that changes your 3rd down, right? Like you may run on 3rd and 7 because you're getting a light box because you're going for it on 4th. And that's something I don't think they were doing last year. I think it opens up a bunch of doors for and maybe that's just me again, how the noise affects the pressure on but I think it frees them up in a way that maybe they didn't feel that freedom last year.
Yeah. Like when we talk about pressure, it's like you bring in a good player for a team there's no pressure. You're just like, oh my gosh, like we just added another piece. Like, yeah, Micah Parsons, exceptional, all that. But in that locker room, they're still going to kind of bust on him, and like they're going to bring him in. They're going to talk trash about how much money he's making. They're going to try to bring him into the culture and into the space. And that's what's going to be good for him. Like you can't elevate him to a spot where then it's like, all right, like now it's like this different, it's a different piece for him. You bring him in and you say like, all right, let's do our 111th. Let's go out there. Like you are going to be a piece of this awesome team that we've built, and let's go out in there and try to win every game 1 week at a time. Let's knock it out. So I think if they handle it that way, and he's not, this elevated piece where they're just like, oh man, if like we're going to be as good as Micah goes. No, right. It's like, Micah, you are the piece, the final piece of this puzzle that now we're going to collectively go out there and dominate.
No, I think that's it. And I think the way Hafley ran this last year, I think with the way he mixed and matched, I think they know. I think everyone in that room knows what the difference he's going to make, but also that they've done this without him. They don't necessarily need him to come in and make this thing work. And I think Micah sees hopefully sees the situation he's coming into and knows what he can kind of add to it instead of being like, oh, I have to be the dude. Like he's going to be good, but he doesn't have to be the dude, I think, for this to be good. And hopefully I think everyone in the room should know that.
Amazing.
Awesome. Dusty Evely joining the Mason Crosby show. You can check him out at Acme Packing. Is it Acme Packing Company?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
At Dusty Evely on Twitter. Anything else you want to plug or throw out there like that you got going in the works?
Listen, buddy, I think it's all going to be Micah Parsons from here on out, man. I had a piece in the works I was writing the day, like earlier in the day when the news broke about Darian Kennard. I had this big film piece about Darian Kennard. Like no one wants to read that now, man.
Scrap
So
that one.
At some point that'll probably happen. I got a piece up now on like.
Is there any film of Parsons destroying Kennard, like in a Cowboys Eagles sort of?
Honestly, dude, probably. I'll probably look that up. I'll look that up when we're done. Yeah, I got a film piece on Parsons up now at Acme Packing Company, and then I mean, from now into the season, it's probably just going to be how many different ways can I write about Micah Parsons is the way this is going to go. All
right, last question before we let you go. What number do you think Parsons is going to rock? Do you think he's going to try to get his 11?
My two favorites are 23. He was 23 in high school, so give him 23. Like the other one would be, I know Green Bay. Mason, you probably can speak to this better than I can. Green Bay number 1 is unofficially retired. Like it's not actually retired, but it was like the Curly Lambeau number.
Yeah.
Reed wanted to be number 1. Reed was going to be number 1 when he came in. That was how it was announced, and he's 11. Give Reed 1. And then give Parsons his 11, or just give Parsons the 1. Like let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Just give him the 1.
How about 0?
Give him 0. I'd love a 0. I'd love
0.
a 0.
I could see 0.
Tight.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm in. I'd be in on 0.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I finally did something right.
You did it. All right, Dusty.
This was
really
awesome.
appreciate
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That's Dusty Evely, Acme Packing Company. He is fantastic. I can't wait to see Parsons destroying Kennard. He's definitely
he'll find
he's definitely
something.
gonna find that now. No doubt about it. Mason, can you believe that's it? Like extra points are next, man. Like, do you want to stay another hour?
We had it dialed in today.
Hang out?
I mean, we built this thing up to like breaking down the film here in this last segment. So we are deep into the Micah Parsons, what he's going to be for this team. But I do want to reiterate that, remember, he is a piece. Like this is a 1/11th. It's part of a team. Yep. It's not like the NBA. It's not like that. He can't do it all himself. So whenever he fits in where he fits in, and they put him to work, like it's going to take all of them to go out there and do it together. So
no doubt.
But he is an important piece, and I think it potentially could be that final piece that they were really looking for.
This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We're in the fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. We are live on YouTube. So many people chiming in. I love it. Don't be strangers. Roll call, check in on YouTube if you are checking us out at the Fan Milwaukee. Mason's extra points are next.
That's right.